Did you always
And
knew you wanted a big family?
no. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals and I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why?
Here we go. This is Ayesha Curry. All right. She's fallen into the shadows. All right. And she just wanted to stay relevant. This is it. I mean, shout out to Steph Curry. He stuck with her. As y'all can see, they got 4 kids. He ain't going nowhere unless he want to give her everything because she gonna take it all. So, and he a simp. Steph is a bit of a simp. So
You know, I understand the sports world, that energy. Do you not understand? Especially the men, be basketball players and football players, different breed. Them basketball players are disrespectful. I'm trying to tell you something. Do you not understand? I got to believe at least 2 or 3 millionaire NBA players that jumped in her inbox because how she carrying herself. Them niggas is disrespectful, man. They like she leaving the room open. She's like, oh, he's so cute. She just emasculating her husband, but he's stuck.
Steph Curry is the most interesting thing about you. Like, we don't care. You know, I think what's blown your head up is that people like Drake put your name in their songs. So it makes you feel like you're more relevant than you actually are. And I think what you misunderstand when your name goes into bars like that Drake is rapping about you because of the fact that your husband is Mr. Curry.
80% of NBA relationships fail, right? 80%. She hit the jackpot. You got a legend of a husband. And like, what else do you want? It ain't like he a bench rider, Steph Curry. And the disrespect, what's good for today's modern woman? Who will do?
He is, Ayesha. I would just like to tell you to your face, if you ever see this, girl, Steph Curry is the most interesting thing about you. Like, we don't care. You know, I think what's blown your head up is that people like Drake put your name in their songs. So it makes you feel like you're more relevant than you actually are. And I think what you misunderstand when your name goes into bars like that Drake is rapping about you because of the fact that your husband is Mr. Curry. If your husband wasn't Mr. Curry, it would be another woman's name in that rhyme. Without him, you don't get to a Drake. Drake is not checking for you. Like, the reason why you look as good as you look today is because of your husband. Like, why can't you just big up the man and say the sweet flowery things that you tell your grandmother or your mother-in-law while you guys are at family functions? Why don't we get that Ayesha? Why do we get this feminist misandrist all the time in front of a microphone? It's so disheartening, girl. You do come off as really, 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 really disingenuous. We don't believe you. And you sound crazy.
Yeah, I think the problem with Aisha is, they met at a young age. I think they were in college or high school. I'm not sure where,
High
but I know they
school.
were, okay, it was high school. And he was like the scrawny kid, he barely made the team. He wasn't really hooping and doing,
But his dad was always his dad. So
Yes.
Ayesha knew that he was connected to some kind of legacy. So
Yes.
she's a liar if she didn't know that he was a catch. Like,
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying he's still a good-looking guy, but he didn't want to, like be in the NBA. That wasn't like his first goal. And so they weren't like when they were coming up and stuff, she was like, I'm going to be the actress. I want to be in Hollywood and it's going to be about me. And then Steph Curry, he got his little weight up and, he decided to go into the NBA and made a tremendous name for himself. And, during that time, they made the family and the acting stuff never really popped off for her. And I think she's kind of resentful because of that, because they did get married early and everything. But sometimes you just have to know you have a great man, you have a beautiful family, a great husband who has never disrespected you in public. There's never been any scandals, none of that stuff. He even puts, the little quote about Jesus and God on his shoes. Like you got a good dude.
She won. She literally won as much as you can. She got a loyal NBA. She got a loyal star NBA player. Get out of my face.
And you know what, guys? She started her own business. She has her pots and pan sets, and I will admit, when Steph first came out and she first came out with her cookbooks and stuff, I made some of her recipes and I love her recipes.
Me too. When she was on that tip, I was following her. But when she started changing into this hyena, that's when I stopped following her, because her content comes off really, or it used to come off really motherly. Very, this is my life. I got children. My husband is so important, but I got the meals. I know how to pair the wine. I'm getting the gifts, and I'm being the ever-loving mother. And now we get this hyena. She's nothing like what we followed in the beginning.
Yeah, I think she thinks she's better than what she is. She's gonna mess around and be like Samantha, Tyrese's ex, on the carpet, Indian style, crying, talking about, where are the men at? Why are the men not walking up to me? Because Steph Curry adores you. I mean, everybody gonna want to screw. Everybody's going to want to be in your DMs. It's not a lot of men that's going to take you in. And I think
take you serious at the same time. Right.
I think she likes the attention. And in her mind, when a lot of women get that attention, they think to themselves, ooh, if I was single, if you were single, you would be on the carpet like Samantha, sitting Indian style, talking about why the men ain't coming up to me.
Yeah, and maybe they're not coming up to you also because they respect Steph and they respect your family's brand and your family and your relationship. Like, they respect him. He's a good guy. Why would they want to come and talk to his wife? So you're supposed to be backing him and respecting him by not even wanting the attention. So
and I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like, did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you.
She's saying that she's unfulfilled. That's okay. She wanted to be a career woman. She didn't want to have kids. Now she's not a career woman. Now she has mad kids. Like, that isn't okay. That's more than okay to say. It's important to say that on a public platform. Because for so long, women have just silently suffered in misery. And the silence is what keeps the patriarchy going, right? The silence is what makes little girls grow up and be like, I want to get married. If you knew the truth, you would not want to get married. Marriage, literally statistically proven, marriage shaves years off of a woman's life.
So here we are. They're going to come to her aid. And this gives women like Kendra over there This is her thing she stands on. That's why I didn't get married young. I would have been miserable. This is why you follow your dreams. You're going to end up like Ayesha Curry, married to a billionaire. Yeah, things can be horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, Ayesha Curry is the I. Everything was I. Nothing about her family, nothing about her kids. All she keeps saying is the I train. Like, what about your kids? Like, and she doesn't realize, she probably thinks her life is messed up because of her marriage. Her life is messed up because of her. It's the way she thinks. Like,
I agree.
like she's broken.
Because why don't, like, you can't have it all, but you can prioritize as your children get older. I didn't start out in my marriage with degrees. Like, I got married and I just wanted to be a wife, and that was what was important to me. And then after I had my son, I thought, oh, I can do some more. I want to do more. But I get where you feel like you want to do more. You want to be more of a better woman for your child, for your husband. I get that. But there's like how I'm communicating that doesn't come off as like I resent the fact that I'm a mother, because her daughters still have to hear these interviews, and it sounds like she regrets ever having children. And I don't, this lady here is completely a feminist. You can tell she's single because her eyebrows are straight crazy. I can't see any man just wanting to lay up next to those thick ass Barney or Bert eyebrows. But if she feels this way, great. By all means, get it out, but get it out with your husband, get it out with your therapist, maybe talk to your mother about it. But do not get on a platform on the internet where it's going to be cut up, diced up, and played over and over and over again a million times, so you know it's going to make it to her eldest daughter. She's talking about Riley, right? The one that Steph used to bring on to ESPN. You
Yep.
don't think that her friends in high school are going to be like, your mom is on TV talking about she regretted having you? That's
Come on. That these sisters love talking about narcissism. Is that not narcissistic? They don't even think about their kids.
Causes all these comorbidities. Like, she's being honest, and you guys are hating on her for it. Talking about something, well, you know how many women would kill to be in your position? I hope none. I hope there's 0 women who would kill to be in her position. I hope there's 0 women who want to play second fiddle to someone in a life they never wanted to live.
I just watched the video of this girl, and she was like, people just have like all of this animosity and hatred towards Ayesha Curry. I think that y'all forget that Ayesha Curry publicly embarrassed her husband like twice. And those are just off the top of my head that I can think of. She was on The Real a couple years ago, and there was like a bartender. He was bringing out some drinks. He didn't have a shirt on, and she started like pulling on her ring, like trying to pull her ring off. Like, even though she was joking, it's like, that's not funny. Because if Steph Curry was to do that, he would have gotten a lot of backlash. And trust me, she did get a lot of backlash for that. Trust. And then the time before that, she was on Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk, and she was basically saying that.
Yeah. So they don't let this ninja come out here with this drink. At the end of the day, y'all know me, I can't stand up for no simping brother. So if you're a man without a spine, a spineless man, you're on your own. I can't defend you.
At all. Yeah, listen, we shared this, a little bit of this in the Patreon. Go check it out. Become a daggone member. This is Steph Curry. This is a rich, successful, powerful man. Look, ain't no winning this. Everybody suffers. As long as she's sitting there trying to take her, that hurt ain't no way that hurt my heart. What you doing? How is that funny? The only way this is acceptable, because people is weird with money. If they sat there and she said, hey, listen, I love you, but I'm gonna go do some wild stuff. Just know it's all a game, it's all a gimmick. Then I guess, but not really. Not really. It's unacceptable.
That she's insecure because men don't look at her while she's married. And she was like, oh, I know this might sound weird, but I still want to know if somebody's looking. The only eyes that you should care about is your husband. If Steph Curry was to do that to her, y'all would call him everything in the book but a child of God. But yeah, that's the reason that I think people don't like Ayesha Curry.
I'm so confused. Why do everybody got a problem with what Ayesha Curry said? It's like anytime a woman want to be real about their life, especially when it comes to motherhood, being wives and all that shit, y'all just be so mad that they not saying, oh, this is sunshine and butterflies. I love this. This is what I always wanted. Of course I want to be a mom. Of course I want to be a wife. That's all y'all want to hear. When people be real and try to break down what they going through, y'all be so damn insensitive and mad at them for how they feel. First of all, saying you didn't expect your life to turn out one way does not mean you hate what your life turned out to be. It just means, dang, this is crazy. I never saw myself being a mom. I never saw myself being a wife. I had a different vision for myself. And lots of us do, especially mothers. Your life takes a crazy toll when you become a mom. And in terms of your own career and goal and all that, that shit changes.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
What was your goal? Was your goal to get spider webs tattooed on your hand, to have them long fingernails, to grow up and be a Bonquisha mascot? Was that what you wanted? You're like, I want to grow up and be a mascot for all ghetto, ratchet, melanated women.
And that's a lie from the pit of Hades, and we're going to address it. We're going to let this go. So Ayesha is stating that she couldn't have any type of career whatsoever because of Steph. It should be quite the opposite. And knowing from experience, the Walker household, we regular people. But my wife has an amazing career, and we got 4 kids, and we ain't nobody's rich. So like, hold up, I'm like, this ain't making no sense. So and they got way more resources. That don't make she is full of crap. Like, y'all ain't even riding that. Oh, it's okay. She don't want to be a mom. You can literally do both.
Yeah, and what a slap in the face, for her saying all this. Steph went and conquered the whole basketball world, has endorsements. He's been on the same team since he entered the league. He's done so much for that franchise and everything. He's conquered the whole entire world in his field of work. And for you to put you and your family in a position where you could just be a mom and you can go off and do the businesses and the ideas and stuff that you want to do. But I got us. You don't have to be out here a working woman or whatever, or you can start your businesses or whatever. But what's wrong with having a family and building a legacy? Why isn't that not good enough? Like, you can have careers and all that, but having a kid and having a legacy and leaving something behind, those jobs, when you pass away or whatever, they're going to have those jobs either filled up or replaced, or they're just going to remove the position. The only thing that matters is your kids, your family, your legacy, and the things that you have. So I don't understand why that's not good enough for her. Like, I don't get it. It's crazy to me.
Because her elders probably pumped her up and she really thinks that she's better than what she is. And she probably really honestly thinks even women who are not a athlete's wife, a lot of regular ladies honestly think if they wasn't married, they'd be thinking, I would have did this, I would have did this, I would have traveled here. No, you would not have, ma'am. You would have been third shift at somebody's plant. I mean, nobody's checking for you.
It don't happen the way you thought it was going to pan out, because now you have other people a part of your plan. You have these children. It changes things. That's some real shit to sit back and think in hindsight, like, damn, how my life just turned out like this? This is not what I had thought it was going to be. Is she wrong for just taking a moment and speaking on that? This woman that's saying, dang, I hate my kids. I wish I never had my kids. These kids are the worst. She ain't saying nothing like that. She's just saying, dang, I didn't think I was going to be a mom. This is not what I had planned for myself, because most people don't. Life surprises you every day in any type of way. You could have wanted to be a doctor, end up being a firefighter. You can sit back and be like, dang, I never saw myself being a firefighter. Is they wrong? Do that mean they hate going to the hospital every day?
What are we doing? Why would you do this, Bonquisha? This is the problem. We ain't talking about doctors and firefighters. The goal line is right damn here. We are talking about single moms and leaving husbands and divorce and all this stuff. She talking about firefighters. Stop playing.
Shout out to the chat. This all boils down to one thing, and this is what we talk about when we talk about dating. Fellas, get a woman that likes you, like likes and love you. A woman can love you and not like you. When she likes you, she's smitten. She likes to say kind things to you. He messed up. She don't like him. She loves the lifestyle. She loves everything he brings to the table, but she don't like him. That is the problem.
saving lives? No, it's just crazy how your life can pan out. And sometimes people speak in retrospect about their life. Why the fuck y'all hate? Y'all just hate women. That be the problem. Y'all hate women. Y'all hate women talking about our experiences as a woman. Y'all hate us talking about motherhood, being real about it. Y'all just hate the shit and always find a way to make it so negative. Y'all, it's so annoying. That's why women don't be trying to say shit, because y'all just take shit left and make it seem like, oh, see, these women, they just want to be doing it. They don't want to actually have kids. And even if they didn't, and what? Why does every woman want to have kids, want to be a wife? What the fuck is, why? Why? Someone answer that for me. Why? Why is it so wrong for women to not want to just be mothers? Why do we have to just be moms because we have kids? But y'all don't put that same pressure on. Y'all hate women. That's it. Y'all hate women.
Hot take, I think if a lot more y'all acted like Ayesha Curry, you would be in a long-term relationship too. I've been getting a few comments on my videos and messages lately that are like, what's your take on Ayesha Curry? And I haven't spoken on it yet because y'all aren't gonna like what I have to say. I think that the internet is committed to misunderstanding her. Ayesha Curry has the Travis Hunter's wife effect. She's getting that sort of treatment. Anything she says is gonna get clipped up to fit a narrative. I genuinely just think people don't like that every word that comes out of her mouth isn't, I'm so lucky to be married to Steph Curry. Aren't I lucky to be married to Steph Curry? Like, she has a life and businesses and children, and like, she just doesn't seem that gagged. She's been.
Or like y'all keep saying, if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have this life, this great life. She would probably just be a regular woman out here struggling, struggle streaming like Joy Taylor and them. All right. We talking about Steph will be a billionaire soon. And I went to her restaurant when me and my wife went to Vegas last year. She has her restaurant inside the MGM Grand Casino. And it's right there. And I was not impressed. I'll say that, Ayesha, but it's sitting there. We was going out, said this black people. My wife like, who is that? I said, this is Steph's wife. We gonna try it out. All right, it was overpriced, and I was not impressed.
Terrible. Look, right quick.
Is the price.
That sister asks. She said, why do we think that all these women want to get married? Well, we don't. The women do. According to the 2024 Pew Research Center survey, 69% of never married adults from 18 to 34 want to get married someday. That was just last year. It ain't us. It is what, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get married. For some strange reason, I don't know why, but the world is painting marriage out to be, oppressive. We shared the picture in the Patreon, man. Like, how in the world do you think a man how is the situation with Ayesha Curry oppressive? Miss Ayesha said she got a whole restaurant in a goddamn going casino. How is that oppression?
And the thing is, why you think the casino want to do business with her? Not just because she's some black woman. No, they like, this Steph Curry's wife. This make us look good. It say Ayesha Curry's, whatever, and it's right there. You walk past it.
But she still wants the attention, you guys. She wants to be the one that everyone's looking at and not her husband. And when she should be out here protecting him and protecting their family by not speaking about stuff like this in public and, kind of humiliating him and their family. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe it. Like, all this for attention, and that's all she's really, really wanting. So I don't know.
With the man she was 14, I don't know. And then I keep seeing comments that are like, she feels like she missed out on something because she's been with him since she was 14. She did. Like, she literally did, her adolescence. Maybe it's because I grew up in an athlete family, and I don't mean to project my shit onto the Currys. Like, Steph Curry is my favorite basketball player, no shade. But I don't think being with an athlete, especially somebody like Steph Curry, is all that it's cracked out to be. I'm sure she's very grateful and happy with her life. That's why they've been together so fucking long, and he seems very happily in love with her. But like, what do you want her to do? Throw a parade every time he's brought up? Like, if Steph doesn't have a problem with it, why do you? It's the thing I always say about athlete wives when y'all decide you hate them and just continue to berate them and make takes on them. If their man doesn't have a problem with it, why do you? He seems to love the way she acts. I just don't think she's that male-centered. Like she said on Call Her Daddy, I never thought I was gonna get married and have kids. It just wasn't, I don't know, that wasn't like my dream. I get that. I 100% get that. It doesn't mean she doesn't love Steph. It's just like, I don't know, it's not her life. I don't think it's that crazy, but.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a hoe phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped. Trapped with Steph Curry.
trapped with Steph Curry. Imagine that. So you're trapped in a luxurious life of a millionaire, quite possibly will be a billionaire by the time he's dead and gone. You're trapped in this cycle of living this awesome life that most women would love to be in, but you're describing it as trapped because she didn't have a whole phase. This is so disturbing.
Ha ha ha. Shout out to my guy. I don't know who he is. He fed up. Listen here, a trap. If Ayesha Curry is trapped, modern women are doomed. If y'all buy into that narrative that this woman is trapped, then feminism has taken over everything.
This sister here telling y'all young women to have a 304 phase. I guarantee y'all don't want to trade places with her existence. Consider the daggone source of these evil demons telling y'all women to go give y'all kuda away all willy-nilly.
And look at what happened. They all told the women to go have a whole phase all through their 20s. And now look at them. They all on TikTok mad with their little sitting in the car with the little boo-boo nails. I mean, it's so sad. I mean, because these are all the rejects. And now they're mad. And this is why they say they don't understand why y'all so mad, because Ayesha Curry has a lot of influence on a lot of girls. She does. And all I can say is, I mean, a man can go take a pig and put lipstick on her and make her into Ayesha Curry. So she lucky that she was chose.
Ooh. That part. Message.
That was a read. Yeah. Yes. This looked like Mr. Wilson's son, y'all.
Of living this awesome life that most women would love to be in, but you're describing it as trapped because she didn't have a whole phase. This is so disturbing.
This is exactly why every woman needs to be a hoe. Every woman needs a whole face, because when you've been there, done that, you know that shit ain't that amazing, okay? These streets ain't that fun. You need to have these lessons in life. Just don't get pregnant and don't get an STD. Like, literally, that's it. So when you find that man that is amazing, you're gonna appreciate it. You're gonna be so happy to sit the hell down, because you know these streets ain't when it is.
Oh. Yeah! Okay. I get it. I'm riding the crazy train. So she say, you women need to be 304s early and then get married early also. So be a 304 at 19, 20, get it out your system. 21, bust that thing open. And by 25, you a wife and you don't want to be in the streets no more.
Wrong, freaking wrong. It don't work that way. Go be a 304. Just don't get pregnant and don't get no STDs. What an egregious thing to say. Again, ladies, listen to hear me well. All of these uber rich entrepreneurs will talk about the importance of building with them. You want to gain the heart of a man that's going to go out here and conquer the world and gain riches and wealth. You want to build with him in your 20s. Women, when your value is most high, and this is my outlook on it. You want your value highest? Find your man in college while you get an education. And don't get nothing crazy. Educate yourself so you could be a part of the team, be a team player, but find your man in college. Don't do this. Do not have a 304 phase. It don't work that way. Resourceful men vet. They vet. And they will ask you. They're going to find out what you've been doing with yourself. They're going to find out. When they find out you had a 304 phase, you ain't got to tell them directly. Trust me, I know. They're going to find out. They're going to hear your stories. They're going to see you pause at things. They're going to see you holding back. And it's gonna be over.
Yeah, it's like having a stray cat. A cat been outside, been an alley cat for 10 years. An alley cat for 10 years, and you gonna take that alley cat in and try to train that cat to your clean house?
That's such a good analogy.
You think it's gonna go to the litter box and it's gonna respect your house? It's not. It's gonna try to get back outside the door. It's gonna claw the walls, the screens.
Yeah.
I mean, you letting in the alley cat.
Climb me a curtain climber.
Tear up your house.
Right.
With no shots. No shots.
Yeah. And it's just like, we all know there's all sorts of drugs out there. We don't need to try them to know that they're not good for us. You don't need to try all the carousels and go from D to D to realize that that's not for you. So her telling you to go have a whole phase, ladies, do not. No, but I was saying you don't need to go through all that. Ladies, if you're listening, do not go through a whole phase, whatever. That's not the life that you want. Try to find, like Mr. Walker said, find find your man in college, find your man when you're or your man when you're a young adult or just starting your career or whatever. But going around thinking that you can travel and go on all these girls trips and from D to D, and then you're going to find your husband. Studies have shown, and with all these bonquishas on TikTok, that's not how it works. So
see, how can she say it's bad, Miss Ebony Dean, like she did? She said, go have your phase, then find out that it ain't all it's cracked up to be, then get married. Why not say don't do it? Why not tell them why it's not all it's cracked up to be? The inability to pair bond, the being alpha widowed, and much, much more. Tell the truth. Don't tell them go do it and learn the hard way. That's insane.
right. And there's so much. I mean, you're not only just you're meeting somebody and you're going to start a family and you're married. You have a union there. These, little Travion from the club and all that's not a union. And, all the women at the first video just going from D to D every Friday and Saturday. That is not the life that you want to live. So find your man, start your family. Don't listen to what these people are saying, and don't listen to Ayesha too, because she's in a good space. And she needs to get right.
I'll say this. Here's the theory. What they are saying is either you're going to be a 304 in the beginning or the end. Bonquisha is saying it's inevitable. That is part of her theory. So she like, be a 304 in the beginning so you know what it's like. Or you can be a goody two shoes, a pick me and get married and don't have these experiences. Then you're going to get in your 40s and you're going to want them. So what she is saying is being a 304 is inevitable.
Is no. How come every time I hear about Ayesha Curry, it's her reminiscing on a life that she never had, a lifestyle that she wished she had? When you've already had a lot of male attention in your life as a single woman, you stop caring about it. You learn that attention means nothing. You know what means more? True love, if that exists. The love of children, family, assets, and peace. Which is, you get none of that from being in these streets. There is no peace with being with multiple men. Unless these men are providing you assets and resources, who gives a F? Intimacy? No, thank you. This is why a lot of us are abstaining from it. That's why we don't. But when you've never had a time in your life, whether in college or post-college or whatever, where you've been a free woman outside, you're gonna think that the grass is greener on the other side. When you have marriage and kids and your husband is successful, you're gonna think that you've missed out on something. That something is nothing, I assure you. But she don't know that because she's been with this man since she was 14 years old and they married young. And this is why I tell women, don't get married before the age of 28. You gotta be outside. Then you'll appreciate when you meet a man that's somewhat decent. If you're under the age of 25, why are you in a relationship? Please just be free, sleep around like sugar, do whatever you want.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
This is how we get here. Man, and the problem is there's people listening to these messages, so they ain't listening to us over here. We being drowned out. All right, most people here are like-minded. We can't reach these crazy folks. They reach each other, and we outnumbered.
You know, I got to try to grasp onto hope as much as I can because it's getting dark. At this point, I am forced to believe that a wife is born a wife. I got to, because as what we see in these street interviews with these harlots out here, I think if a woman is born with a God-given wife mindset, you can't really taint her too much, So fellas, with that being said, if it's walking and quacking like a duck, don't try to treat it like a freaking gerbil, because it ain't. It's not. It is what it looked like.
I always wanted to be a wife. Like my wedding dress has a sweetheart neckline because most of all Disney princesses had a sweetheart neckline. I'm sorry. Like I didn't have a career starting out. I just wanted to be married to my husband and figure out what our life was going to be like. And I told y'all I quit all my jobs all the time, calling him acting crazy and childish. Like, can I quit? They're talking to me crazy. Can I quit? My boss yelled at me. Can I quit? I'm acting like that everybody hates Chris mom. My husband got 2 jobs. I was acting like that, very immature. I'm so glad my husband ironed me out into this fantastic lady that I've become. But y'all, I didn't know what my career was going to be. I never wanted to be anything outside of a man's wife. I mean, maybe that sounds lame. I was born in 81. So, I don't know, but that was my thought was graduate high school, get married, get out of my mom and dad's house, or you know what I mean? Like that was just my goals. So,
and most of them women be talking with all that hate and that fear because they were raised with hate and just fear and just madness. That's why they're always angry. They just be in the car with high blood pressure, just going off because that's what their elders raised them on. And this is why, I mean, think about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being married, having kids, having a family, because at the end of the day, all them women that got laid off and all these women who are not working, like they at home, they don't even know what to do. And that's why they huffing and puffing in front of somebody's steering wheel on top. Real time.
Please just be free, sleep around, like sugar, do whatever you want. After you've gone through that, even if it's just 1 year, you will have an awakening. That awakening will be about men, how much they suck, and how you need to play the game right. And that marriage should be should be adding to your life. Because you were being deducted when you was just giving your body for free. Anyways, my point is, y'all know what my point is. Just let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to bed. Good night.
I'm trying to figure out why the women are so mad at Ayesha Curry for what she said on Call Me Daddy podcast. Realistically, a lot of women that are mothers, that are married, especially being a mother, it changed your whole identity. You're trying to figure out, like, I used to be a party girl. I used to hang out. I used to have friends. I used to have fun. What happened? Now I'm going on stroller dates. Then when you become a wife, it's like you become a wife. It's hard to explain, but it's like you lose your self-identity. And that's all she was trying to explain, was that she's looking to find out who Ayesha is. Like, who is this new woman in her 30s?
Well, we trying to figure out who the hell is you, Bonquisha. Why you standing so close to that brick wall in them apartments? And why you up here speaking about a woman that's married to a damn near billionaire and you got kids by Pookie? You got to make this make sense. Why are you speaking on this?
If you lose your identity as a woman when you become a mother, if you lose your identity and not grow more identity, you in the wrong field. You made a terrible mistake for you and that child and that man. I would have to say, what woman gives birth and I'm losing my identity? Like, is that you gave birth? Have you not fulfilled one of the greatest, jobs on earth, bringing more? I'm a man. I'm a goofy, simple-minded man, but I will have to imagine that's so daggone fulfilling, and you don't lose your identity. Am I wrong, ladies?
Well, and why are they looking at it as you lose something? You gain so much more. You gain so much of everything. Like when I started my family, had my son and all that, I had a natural water birth. I didn't think I could do it, but just it showed how strong I was, and it just turned me into a completely different person. Now I'm, I stay at home, take care of him, and do all the things that I do. I didn't, maybe in my early college days or whatever, I didn't really know what I wanted or when I wanted to have kids, but I knew eventually I wanted to have a family. And so, but my whole thing is, why is she acting like you're losing something? You're gaining so much more when you become a mom and when you have a family and everything. You're pouring into so much and nurturing something that you created. Like, I don't understand why they think that they're losing something. You're gaining everything by doing it.
The only thing you can't do when you're married is sleep with other men.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like nobody's holding you back from doing anything. If the only thing that you consider the only thing that the men expect you not to want to do is sleep with other men. That's the only thing that's the only requirement to being married, is not sleeping with other people and respecting your husband. How is that restrictive? How does that make your life boring or hard? Or it's just like they listen to too much Kendra G.
Right.
And I think this kind of falls in line with the same way that obese women come on social media and be mad that somebody's talking about their weight as if their ankles ain't swole and
Did
their
you see
knees.
the Ozempic dancers? Did you see
Yes,
the
the little Piggly Wigglers of Alabama. And that's what I'm saying. But you see how they get mad about us saying anything, even though when they go to the doctor didn't give them all kind of bad news. But they get on here and say there's nothing wrong with being like this. What's wrong with it? Don't make sense. But I feel like it's the same logic. It's the same non-logic that they're spewing when it comes to talking about them being obese. They know their ankles are swollen. And they know they suffering right now. And I knew when she came on that screen with that big old chest tattoo and that little stinky thing of beads in the back of her hair and with them fish fin eyelashes that she wasn't gonna say nothing good. I don't even see how women watch somebody that looks like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, we ain't watching much longer. They in the pit.
Bye.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about? This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me?
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.